Hello everybody and welcome to In My Mug, episode 143 on the 8th of August 2011. My name is Steve Blake and today I am at the Attic Room. Is it Attic Room? Attic Bar?
The Attic, it's called Gallery Coffee Bar.
Gallery Coffee Bar, which is in above Cafe Harlequin in York. Go back to episode 43, 44 I think it was. We did one down in Harlequin. This is a new space that they've opened upstairs, which is going to be great coffees, all about pour overs, so real brew bar kind of feel to it, but also going to be selling some great beers, really well sourced craft ales that kind of match with the coffee a little bit, so do come along and I will put a link up on the screen now so you can find out where it is and how you're going to get here. But anyway, we talk about coffee on In My Mug. So the coffee we're going to be doing today is this one, and it's called Nicaragua Finca. Let's look at the name. How bad's that? Escondida. Escondida is a farm in Nicaragua, in Giatenga, which is near Lake Apanapa. Pronunciation is going to be rubbish, but it is a red Catayi, and it is grown at 1100 to 1350 metres above sea level, owned by the Moresh family. And now if that name's a little bit familiar, you may remember that we did Limoncillo earlier on, and that is the same family that own this farm. They've basically bought a group of farms, but this is the first one that they've actually gone out and planted themselves. Planted it in 2006, so very new farm, very new plant stock. Now that normally works against a farm, so when a coffee is brand new planted, it takes a little bit of time to get a little bit of character, a little bit of being established, the farm getting into its processes, into its picking and all the rest of it. This has had a little bit of a head start because obviously the Moresh family are very well experienced in running farms, but they also own a farm next door which is called San Jose, which they've used some of the staff from there, and the farm manager is from that farm who looks after it, and all of the experience that they've had from running their other farms they've put into this one, so it gives it a little bit of a head start if you like. They also have some other varietals on there. They have a Java Nick, which is a coffee that I've cupped a few times and been really excited by. It's an Indonesian varietal that they're planting in Nicaragua now. They also have another varietal, but I can't remember what it is, but it's a yellow fruit one. But this is the only red fruited Catayi that they do. What else do I need to tell you? It's a fully washed coffee, so washed process. And I think that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whap you on pause. Gordon's currently dialing in the coffee for me, so I've got somebody to make it for me today, which is always nice. And I'll be back in a minute. Right, so I'm back. I'm going to dive straight into the espresso again because I don't want it to go cold. So, give it a good stir. So on the aroma of the espresso, you smell the acidity that's going to come with this. You can smell the zinginess. It's almost like a zestiness coming off it. And I know that in the cup I'm going to get that. So thank you, G. Can't help but get on camera. So front end, loads of acidity, and I'm not talking real citrus acidity here. You've got a little bit of lemon going on, whole heap of lime, a real zestiness, almost like the peel, so you get a real kind of brightness to it. But what it turns into is kind of like a real caramel sweetness. So you start off with your front end acidity and then it just mellows out and evens out into a really beautiful aftertaste. Almost kind of just carries on and on and on. And that zestiness just falls away as soon as you get into the cup. So that's the espresso. I think that's an amazing espresso. It really is quite special. Can't say I've mocked up the milk today, and G certainly hasn't. That's absolutely amazing milk. So the acidity cuts through the milk, so the acidity that you got in this espresso to start off with is there, but then the smoothness and the sweetness of the milk mixes with it, kind of makes it almost a little bit doughy, a little bit donutty. Again, works incredibly well in the capper. Onto the brewed, product placement again. Okay, so G's done me a brew of 18 grams for 250 mils of water, so kind of fairly high dose in it, and I think it needed that. It's lost a little bit of what's in the espresso, and I'm probably going to say that that's my least favourite of the 3 brews of it. Not because anything wrong with the brew, just because it's kind of fell away. It's not really as bold and as in your face as the espresso is. So let's put them in some kind of order. I'm actually going to keep the order that they're in, so I think for me it's the best as an espresso, because you get that complexity of the acidity but a real lovely sweetness. The milk, it works well in the milk. You really kind of taste that acidity cutting through there, so you really get it, and brewed as third. I'm not saying it's a bad brewed, and I'm sure some of you are going to love it as brewed, but I just think it's better as the espresso and the kappa. So, a great coffee, real kind of a range of flavours going on there. Quite a complex cup as well, so do go back and keep looking at it, because I don't think the first time you're necessarily going to get it, and as it calms down it really changes. So yeah, okay, I think that's pretty much me done. Oh, forgot to mention, new labels, so you're going to get the QR codes on there. A little bit more information on the label as well, talking about what you're going to get in the cup, so hopefully that will make you mean you can enjoy it a little bit more, seeing the tasting notes. And for the home roasters, you've asked me for ages to put roasting notes on there, so the roasting notes are on the bottom as well, which is a huge amount of work, so I hope you're grateful of that. But yeah, I hope you like the new labels. Do let me know if you think you need to change it, or oh actually yes, we're going to pair them, aren't we? So
it was such a unique taste here, we had to choose 2 beers.
Okay.
A porter for the kind of deep roast raspberry notes from the porter, and then the citrus notes, an IPA. So there's kind of 2 beers to taste.
Cool. So one thing me and G talked about, and I'm kind of glad that he's brought them across, was that because here they're going to be doing lots of beers, we wanted to find a couple of beers that would pair up well with the coffee. So, the first one I've got is from Adele, and it's Cutthroat Porter. So this is, in here you get a little bit of raspberry on the back end of these flavours, and that's something I didn't pick up this time, but I really picked up on the cupping notes. So I'm going to try this and then try the brewed. Now, pairing coffees with beers can be quite difficult, because a lot of the time what happens is that you get the burny alcohol flavours coming through, and then you try and match a coffee to it, and it's kind of like, oh, all I'm tasting is beer. That's kind of weird. Try that. So I'm getting other people to try this too now. And then try that. This is going to sound pretty weird, but I think it actually makes the brewed coffee taste better, because it cleans the palate before you get it, then you get the coffee coming on after, and that actually paired up quite well. So it's a big bold beer, but the coffee changes because it cleans out the palate. I'm going to try, and I'm going to try this one with the milk. So this one is an IPA from Adele as well, and this is what I've been looking forward to trying from G's list. So if you ever want to have a beer with this coffee, the one I would go through is the Cutthroat Porter. And I'm not a massive porter fan, and I am a big IPA fan, but I think that really pairs up well with the brewed coffee on there. There's a little bit extra for what we for in my mug watchers. In my beer glass. I think there could be a future in that one. I'd be quite good at it as well. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me as always. Do come and check out the attic at Harlequin. You must come. Do follow G on Twitter as well, because he's got a few followers, because he started this week, and I want you all to follow him. And do remember, life is too short.